Reggae, hip-hop, salsa, new music, new sounds, and for Canadian audiences, it has meant new excitement. A lot of people right now say it's time for Hilife, dance music from the country of Ghana. They say you've got to move when you hear it. And let's hear our most popular Hilife band. They're called Wana Wazuri. Let's listen to them now. At the Bamboo Club in Toronto, that was the band called Wana Wazuri, and the leader of Wana Wazuri is Alfred Schall, a native of Ghana, and he's here to tell us about Hilife music. I guess, welcome, Alfred. And I guess I should ask you what Wana Wazuri means. I introduced it on the program yesterday at the end as a young singer from Ghana. That's quite wrong, right?
Actually, Wana Wazuri means beautiful people, and that came from East Africa. It's not Ghanaian, the name.
Well, in fact, this music represents influences from a lot of different sources. And
That's right.
Is it fair to specify Ghana as the home of Hilife, then?
That's correct. Hilife started in Ghana, but it's the most popular form of music along the whole west coast of Africa right now.
This goes back to colonial times?
Exactly. Actually, what happened is when the British were there, they formed they formed a lot of bands, basically to play the kind of music that they like waltz, Foster's, and all those.
I've seen this in the movies. They get black orchestra, and they're playing very proper European music.
Right.
And
yeah, and what happened was most of the guys eventually decided to use the instruments and play their own local music, and this is how Hilife came out. And actually, the name Hilife came about because the local people, they look at the people who go to listen or dance to this music as people who are trying to lead a high life, because...
So this is kind of the Tony set
that's right.
That's involved in this. Is there any truth to that any longer?
No. It's the standard form of music right now across the country. And originally there were two forms of the music. You have the guitar band, which is more local than the dance bands. But today, the two have come together. All the bands are using the same form of instruments and playing basically the same thing.
You hear the syncopation, you hear the melodies almost colliding in there. Let's have another little taste of Wana Wazuri, and we can talk about what makes music Hilife and what keeps music from being Hilife. Let's look at that now. We see one of Wana Wazuri's albums as we come out of that. So the beat kind of bubbles along and the melodies ride on top of it?
That's right. Basically, you have about 4 or 5 different rhythms going together. And the interesting thing about the music is everyone in the band has to remember what he's supposed to play and keep to that, because if you listen to the next person, you're going to get confused.
This is not easy, then?
No, it's not. But after a while, once you get to know it, it becomes very easy.
Is it basically party music, or is there a message you're trying to drive through?
It's basically party music. Hilife is basically party music. You see a lot of music around the world that concentrate a lot on politics and other things, but Hilife, you don't find too much of that. Basically, it's party music.
The audiences at the Bamboo Club and other places affluent young white kids. Do you get black Canadians out to see the music as well?
That's right, but not, it's funny, it depends on where we play, but in most of the clubs, you find more Canadians, and to my surprise, they get into the music much more than what I expected. Like the Friday night, last Friday night, the crowd was so wild, we had to come back and play a couple of songs after 1 o'clock.
So this has not been, this is not a new campaign. You've been playing this music for a long time. And when did you come to Canada?
Well, I've been in Canada since 1971.
And how long have you had a Hilife band?
I've been playing with various bands over the years, but this is the most serious band so far we've had in the city.
Is the climate right? Is the time right?
The time is right, because Hilife music has not been known, except for people who have traveled to West Africa. But now they come in right here, and there are so many acts coming up in the very near future.
And in fact, the openness to African music must be very pleasing to you.
That's right. One thing I'd like to mention is the clips that you saw, I was doing the vocals, but normally I have a star, an original African Ghanaian star called Pat Thomas, and he is supposed to be the lead singer, but apparently he had an accident and he couldn't be there, so I ended up doing the vocals.
So you see Wana Wazuri with Pat Thomas and Alfred Schall, and you're native Ghanaians, but you say he was a star in Ghana, and
right. He's one of the biggest stars that the country ever produced.
Well, they're kind of nice. I guess they know that you're here and spreading this music, and it's got to feel good to them.
That's right.
Well, where do you expect people will be seeing Wana Wazuri across the country? Can you tour?
Yeah, we've been traveling around quite a bit on weekends most of the time. We played in New York and a few other cities, but now we're trying to expand the scope a little bit and travel quite a bit.
Well, I like this stuff. What do you think of the music you hear on the radio here?
Well, it's good. You know, the thing is, music is one form of entertainment that there's no end. You know, you have different kinds of music, and when the time is right, you play the right kind of music.
And if you sample so many different kinds, you're not going to get tired of anything. It's exciting music, exciting to play. It must be exhausting to play, too.
It is. By the time you're done, you don't want to do anything for the next few hours.
And would I hear this if I traveled to Ghana? This is the music of the street.
That's what you hear everywhere. And in fact, they have quite a few outstanding performances in Ghana.
It's exciting to think that I can just drive a few miles and hear something that's so rich in history and tradition. Thank you for coming in and telling us about it today. On tomorrow's program, another outstanding musician, John Hammond, the American blues man, will be here to talk about his tremendous career. Also something that's kind of an allied theme. We'll talk to some people who are in the business of promoting musical acts and find out how they work on the tricks of their trade. We'll also talk to a couple of Canadians who man distress lines in the different cities and find out about a movie that's being made to be put in a time capsule. Thanks for being with us today. Here's a little more Hilife music for you. See you next time on Lifetime.
Tonight, be with CTV for great underwater adventure on the award-winning series, The Last Frontier. That's tonight here on CTV. This is the CTV Television Network.
When you dine at home for an exciting change, the side dish with zest is the one to arrange. Lipton pasta and sauce, delectable of course, so right on the side. A few quick steps, and it's on your plate. 6 savory sauces to impress your date. Lipton pasta and sauce, the right side dish of course. Side by side.
Impeccable, delectable pasta from Lipton, right beside everything.
Side by side.
When you suffer from body pain, reach for Entrophin, body pain specialist. Entrophin contains an active ingredient that delivers effective pain relief from backache, bursitis, and other muscle and joint pain. Entrophin tablets relieve body pain and let you move more comfortably. So next time you hurt,